Hi everyone, it's Erin from EB Mixed Media. I recently did a video in which I played this really fun game that I saw during Messy May, which is hosted by Get Messy. And it was a video and a lesson from Tracy Taylor. And her Instagram handle is This Is Truly Tracy. And she showed this fun little game where you have 3 different cards that have mediums, techniques, and colors listed on it, and they're all numbered. And you roll a dice, and whatever number you get when you roll the dice, that's what you do on your page, and that's how you build your page up. And her prompt for her lesson was serendipity, so that was sort of the idea behind this. So I did one of these. I've been doing it, I've been playing it for a while, and it's been really fun, and I made a video. And then Debbie, who has a YouTube channel called My Vagabond Style, she took the same idea, but she didn't have any dice, so she made little pieces of paper with them, and she drew them out instead of using the dice. And what I liked about that idea was I could add more than 6 options to each category. And what she started doing was when she was getting the same thing, rather than get the same thing over and over again, she pulled the card out once she used it. She didn't use it again. And I found when I was doing, especially the one that I did online, or on video, I kept getting over and over again the exact same numbers. And so I was doing the same things over and over again. It was getting kind of frustrating. So I thought what I might do is make a rule that if I draw something twice, then I pull it on the second time. But I thought I'd try Debbie's method and see how that goes. I don't know what it is about this. I think it's kind of exhilarating because you just don't know what's going to happen, and it's kind of scary. It also makes you use your supplies in different ways and possibly pull out supplies that you haven't used in ages and ages and ages. So that being said, I'm going to get started. So I don't remember which this is. I'm just going to draw the first one. I don't know what order they're in. Okay, so this says stencil. This one says peach. That's the color, obviously, and acrylic. Okay. All right, let's get that organized. I'm going to start with this really great stencil from Stencil Girl because it's big and it's kind of a messy writing stencil, and it covers a lot of surface area. So I'm going to start with that. And I'm just going to throw this. No, I'm not. Got a used piece of palette paper here, which I'll just keep using. And this is Sunkissed Peach from Apple Barrel, really inexpensive craft paint. And it's a very light peach color. So I am just gonna glop this on here. I'm not gonna try to be very neat with it. I don't think I'll cover the whole page, but I feel like I want to cover quite a bit of territory. This is a background. This will get covered up, so I'm not going to worry about being kind of messy. I'm not going to worry about paint seeping under the stencil. Want to get some coverage here. Okay, I like that. Not looking. Here we go again. A palette knife in pink using a crayon. How am I going to do that? So I've got my Neocolor water-soluble crayons here, and I'm gonna pull out a pink, I guess. And I don't know how I'm gonna do this with a palette knife, but I think I have no idea how I'm gonna do this with a palette knife. Okay, so I forgot to turn my camera back on. So I'm going to show you again what I did. I've got my pink Neocolor crayon, and I'm just sort of – coloring here with it, really messy. And there's no hard and fast rules with this game. It's your game. It's your art. You can do whatever you want, really. So what I've decided to do is add some gesso into the mix. And I've got a spray bottle. Neocolor 2s are water soluble. So I've sprayed that with water, and now I'm going to add the gesso. And look at that. The water is moving it around, and the gesso is making it dreamy, and yet you're not getting it entirely blended in. So you're still getting those marks, which is really interesting. So this to me is pretty exciting because it's not a technique I would have ever thought to do. I'm gonna do it everywhere, I think, where there's not stencil. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this. So I'm getting a really light pink color. I'm still getting the interesting lines from the Neocolors, but look at that corner. That is so cool. I like this a lot. Can you tell? Okay, I probably am gonna have to dry this. The palette knife is also giving you a cool texture in places. All right, I'm gonna dry this. Okay, that's pretty dry. So let's draw again. I'm not looking. Oh, stencil again. I really wasn't looking. Red. Oh no. I don't ever use red, and I can't see how that's gonna look. And a spray. I don't know if I have a red spray. Let me see what I have. So I don't have a red spray. Thank goodness. The closest I have is this abandoned coral. So I'm gonna use that. Again, I chose a really good size stencil to cover a lot of ground. So here we go. Oh no, oh, there we go. See, that's kind of red looking, right? This is looking pretty good. Okay. Oh, I should have left stencil out because I've had it twice. Well, if I draw it again, I'll draw a different one. All right. Not looking. Drip. Yellow. Gesso. Okay, let's see. So I've got a yellow, this is Golden High Flow acrylics. I've got a little bit of, oops. I've got a little bit of gesso here. I'm gonna mix it up and spray it really well. Let me get a brush. Oh, that's interesting. It's going through the spray and it's sort of reactivating it. So you're getting a different color coming down. That's kind of cool. Okay. I think I like that a lot. I think I want to add it on this side as well. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm digging that. What do y'all think? I like it. Okay, I'm gonna dry this. You could almost stop at this point. I think it's really pretty, but I'm gonna keep going and we'll hope I don't ruin it. Otherwise the video is too short, right? Okay. A brush. Red. And a pencil or pen. So I have a red watercolor pencil here, and I'm going to use it. And then I've also got a loaded barrel watercolor brush. And I am going to just try and do some kind of interesting writing here, just messy scribble writing. And then I'm going to take my brush, and you can squeeze it a bit. I think there must have been some black on here. And I can sort of soften those lines a little bit. I could probably keep working it and completely, maybe, blend them away, but we'll do it like this. Sometimes people ask me when I do the messy writing what I write, and this was, a lot of times I write gratitude. So you can see my G there, and then I just go crazy. So I write gratitude, I write happiness sometimes, just different words that come to my head. Sometimes it's nice to write people's names, just to sort of, you know, have a moment where you think of them during your day. All right, so where was brush? Brush was in here. Red, I've done red twice. I'm taking it out. And pencil. Okay. Oh, this will be the second palette knife. White. Gesso. And that's easy. Okay. I gotta clean off my palette knife because it's covered in yellow paint. I'm just gonna do a little something like this where it's, I don't know, where it seems to make sense to me. I think it's fun to use a palette knife. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, I'll take palette knife out because I've had that now twice. I've done stencils twice. I'll take that out. Marks. Pink. I had pink already once, didn't I? And paper. How do I do that? Pink paper or marks? I'm gonna I don't even know if I'll be able to find all of those now. Let's see. This is where tweezers come in really handy. Be prepared for this to take a while. I wonder, would it be easier to do it with like a gel medium instead of a glue stick? I wonder. I'm gonna try that. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a lot easier. So there I have my pink paper, and I'm looking at those as marks because they're like dots, right? But I'm gonna dry it. And then to continue my marks, I do have a pink jelly roll pen. So I can, this is still kind of wet. So that's my interpretation of pink paper marks. So paper, I've used pink twice, marks. All right. A brush, we've had a brush already. We've had white have we had white twice? I don't know. Oh. A brush with white watercolor. Okay. So these are my Kuretake watercolors. They're a bit of a mess, but everything I have is a mess. And I chose these because there is like this pearlescence here at the bottom. So I thought that could be fun. I mean, it's a white, but it's got a shinier look to it. And I think I can just add that in a few places to give a nice shimmer. I think maybe where there's already kind of a fair bit of white, I don't know, maybe going over it. Give it a little more interest if it's kind of shimmery. Okay, that just gives a nice little shimmer here and there to the page, I think. All right, I think I've used brush a couple times. I've used white twice, and we'll put watercolor back. All right, we're running out of things over here, so fingers. Green. Ooh. I don't know about that. Crayon. I had crayon already, didn't I? All right, well, I've got this. I've got an ink block. I'm worried this is going to ruin everything, frankly. Okay, here we go. Oh, maybe not. It's almost looks yellow. I don't know. This is kind of a grello-y color. But I think that's working in my favor. You could almost argue these are citrusy colors, right? That's all I'm doing. I don't know. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Okay. I've used crayon twice. Put the green back and put the fingers back. I might do one more. Probably gonna regret it. Marks, that's a good one. Please be black. In yellow. With paper. Oh, I don't want that again. I'm not doing that. Forget it. And ink. So I do not have any yellow ink at all. But I do have a yellow Posca pen. So I guess that's gonna have to do. I can't think of any other way to do it. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be this. I have another way to do it. I've got some gold. I don't really know if this is an ink, but for our purposes, it's gonna work. So we're gonna use, is there anything left in here? Barely. Okay. I don't know if splatters are marks, but they are now. You know what I'll do? I'll go back and use the yellow Posca as well. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna dry that and then I'll go back and add the yellow Posca. So for marks, just do something like this in some places. I think I'm going to call that done, guys. I don't know how many times I did the game, how many turns I took, but I really like how that turned out. I was really nervous with the green. The pink paper dots, meh, I could maybe do without them, but that was sort of my way of solving that issue. But my favorite technique that I learned is doing the scribbling with the Neocolors, spraying it with water, and then using gesso and a brush to move that around. I really liked that technique. So there you go, some great background paper to make a zine, to use in art journaling, to use as a background for a tag, all sorts of things that you can do with this. Special thanks again to Tracy Taylor at This Is Truly Tracy on Instagram for this fun game. And thanks to Debbie at My Vagabond Style for also turning me on to the idea of drawing the papers so that you could take things out as you kept, so you're not reusing the same thing over and over again. Man, I butchered that sentence. Anyway, that's all for me today. I will be back again soon with another video. In the meantime, you can find me on Instagram, EB Mixed Media. That's EB_Mixed Media. Bye, y'all.